Order. Or do I need a motion to call the meeting to order? A motion called? Oh, you can call the meeting to order, okay. All right, local cultural councils serving every city and town of Massachusetts offer grants to projects in the arts, humanities, and sciences that will be of benefits to their community. With that, I call this meeting to order. Oh, you already printed them out too? Okay.
I did not, this is just my copy.
Okay, well, I have copies.
Oh, I'll take a copy.
Anyone
I can
down?
pass them out.
Okay.
You got it?
Yeah. And then,
Ray,
yeah,
copy for you.
Here,
Thank you.
More.
And Claire and myself, thank you.
Yep.
There we go.
And Ellen, I apologize, I wasn't able to get your changes
Catherine.
into it, because I just had to send it in that morning, I was,
No problem.
yeah.
Just could you tell me, because I can't see, can you tell me exactly who is present?
Oh, yeah. It's, so Mike's here, Heather's here, Brian's here, Jay, Catherine,
And Claire.
and Claire.
Okay, thank you.
I was trying to slow down the tempo, so
Oh.
she could get them all.
Gotcha, yeah.
I didn't forget anyone's
Thank
you.
names.
And,
Fair.
I was like, just making sure she got them. I saw you typing.
No worries. Thank you.
So the only absent person would be Sandra, right? Yeah,
I
Sandra.
think so, yeah, because we had, there was one friend you brought in, but I think they never ended up joining, or did they join, or
No, the only other person was Kristen.
Kristen, okay.
And I don't know if Brenna. Wasn't,
I thought,
Ellen, is it Brenna that was gonna join us?
Yeah, I haven't heard from her. Oh, it's so funny. No, it's just funny, I really, because you're looking that way and I'm looking
Oh.
that way.
oh, yeah.
Hi,
No,
can you
it's-
see me now?
It's just a weird thing from
Yeah.
my part. It's just.
I know they need to move that monitor so it's under the camera.
No, I know. Yeah, so we'll need to follow up with her.
Okay, cool. I was just curious. Okay.
Okay, do you want to start with the treasurer's report?
No, secretary report is
Oh, sorry,
first.
secretary's report, approval of the
Yeah.
June minutes.
So, I would just ask if, the June meeting notes had been sent out some time ago, so I'm sure you've all reviewed them. So I'm looking for a vote to approve, or a motion to approve the June meeting minutes, and to note that there was no July meeting.
I make a motion to approve those minutes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All
Aye.
opposed? The minutes are approved. All right, anything else for the secretary?
No, anything else will come under your other headings.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, now we can move on to the treasurer's report.
Okay, well, I just passed out, which we don't have to get into right now, but I just wanted everyone to have a copy. Claire, do you want a copy? It just has all the dates, the local cultural council dates.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, here you go. So I just printed this.
Of course.
So everyone has a copy of what is coming up, and some of this I'll talk about in, right now. Some of this, I think, I know Ellen and I have been working on just getting almost like a calendar together. So if half of us leave the committee, we'll know exactly like what is coming up in what months, what to focus on. So we've been working on that. But we also get these key dates sent to us from our representative from the local cultural councils. So these are the dates that are coming up. So one of the priorities that Ellen and I are going to be focused on are just the August 18th and the August 28th. So we had talked about for our grants, and Ellen, I don't know if I'm stealing your thunder, so just let me know if I am. But for our grants, if you remember last year, a lot of organizations didn't have a location. So we just want to make sure that when they go onto the Orleans Cultural Council page and they look to submit a grant to us, they know specifically what we're looking at. Right now, we kind of have like an off-the-shelf, just very generic, instructions, and we just wanna put a little bit more detail to that, so when we
Yeah,
get in.
I can go a little bit more into that.
Oh, perfect, Ellen. Oh, and Sandra is here, by the way, she just
Yeah.
walked in.
Oh,
Hi,
that's
Sandra.
awesome.
Sandra.
Okay, Sandra's there. Yeah, so basically, if we are going to say that we give special consideration to a certain kind of grant, or if we require something, we want to put it on, we can put it on the Orleans page, Orleans Cultural Council page on the town website, but we want to also put it on, as Heather said, the Mass Cultural Council's website, where they have a page for every cultural council in Massachusetts. So I worked up some language that will cover what we're already doing, just to make sure that we've got all our X's checked off, or all the things checked off. So I think what we should say is, if the application is for a project that will take place at a specific site, please provide a letter of commitment from the site confirming that it supports the project and wishes to have it take place there should it receive funding. So that would cover that. The other one that seems like it would be good to include as well is to say, please also note that while the council will review all projects that benefit the local area, it will give special consideration to projects that directly benefit the citizens of the town of Orleans.
Love that, yes.
Okay.
I think that sounds great.
Okay.
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah, I
So
think that's a
then-
really great addendum.
Yeah, and then we can talk, I guess Heather, we can talk about how, oh, you said you would know how to get that up on the site.
Yeah, it's due on Friday, August 28th. There's a link there in that email that I forwarded you with all the dates, but I can, if you want to send that to me, I can put it up onto the priorities website.
That would
The
be
website.
great, because, yeah, one of the things I also wanted to mention is that what I typically do is write a press release that will go out to local outlets saying that the applications, will be opening on this date, and it will be open for X amount of time, then it's going to close, and here's where you can find more information. So we want to make sure that at the point that that press release is in local media outlets, anyone who actually does go looking for more information will see our wording that says you need to have a support letter, and we look especially favorably on projects that directly benefit the citizens of the town of Orleans. So,
Yep, that
so
sounds
I can
good.
work with you, Heather, on making sure that gets out. And Mike, are you going to be managing the
Yes,
Orleans page website on
Yes.
the town?
I'm happy
So-
I'm happy to help on that. Yep.
Awesome, so then, information, when I write the press release, I can write a blurb that talks about the grants being open that's, shorter, and it can include any links that people need, and then if you can put that up,
He just has to
before
email
the
it.
date that they're open.
Can you
yeah.
make sure we have the contacts for the town? I think you emailed them to me today, so he knows
Yes,
who to
so-
send that all to.
Yeah.
Is it just
okay.
is it just like, can I do it myself, or they have to like, is it just
they
like
have-
I
I
give
think
them?
they have to
or-
post it, right, Alan?
Okay.
Yeah, I have to say, so I had emailed Amanda, Mia, and oh my gosh, Molly Bates. And got an email back from Mia, and then one from Tom saying that he would be, as our liaison, that he would be happy to facilitate anything about getting the word out, getting it on the rec list. So what we can do is just, at least now we know for sure who to contact to ask any question like that, Mike, like exactly how that should work. But I have that, I can email with you to give you that information.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so applications open up on September 1st, so we should probably make sure that press release gets out like the last week of August. Does that sound? Ellen, does
Yeah,
that?
give it like even, like a week before so that people have, as much time.
Yeah, so that's the week before.
Yeah,
So maybe by like August 23rd or 24th.
Yeah, whatever that Monday is.
yeah. And just, Heather, I know you just said it, but can you just remind me of the dates, opening and closing date?
So the opening for applications is September 1st,
Okay,
and then the closing is October 15th.
yeah, so what we can also do is, we can ask, Tom about helping us to get word out before, and then getting word out, like 2 weeks before it closes.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's a great idea,
Uh-huh.
like
Yeah.
maybe October 1st. Yeah, like October 1st or 2nd, send out a press release, you have 2 weeks left. I think
Yes.
maybe in doing one like 2 weeks and one with 1 week to go would probably, because I'm noticing here too, like it says one thing on here that that we should point out, maybe even in the press release, just to make sure that everyone is on the same page, like applications left in draft status cannot be evaluated for funding, so make sure you actually have hit the submit button and that you're not like still
Yes.
in the draft, because I mean, I'm sure there's gonna be somebody who like has it all filled out and then just forgets to push the draft, the submit button, and it's like, hey, I submitted this thing, and I mean, it's not our fault, but at least like give them every opportunity to make sure that they do the right thing.
Totally agreed.
Yeah, and, yeah, that sounds good. Just trying to think, the other thing we have done, we could do is, so we're all meeting at the end of August. I can make up some little flyers, and if people want to post them, wherever they happen to go throughout the town of Orleans, where there's a postable possibility, like the post office or anywhere else, just to put up a flyer. We'll do it on colored paper or something, so we can, I can bring those and to hand out.
Yeah, that's a great idea. We have a board like that at Ace Hardware.
Yes.
I'm sure they have them
Can
at
you put
coffee.
one in everyone's bag?
What's that? Yeah, I can. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and we'll get them to
I don't know if
Yeah.
they'll allow that, but Claire has a question.
Or not a question, just
Oh.
a comment. If somebody has
Did
time,
no.
Ellen, did we lose you?
you
No,
do,
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, we just lost we just lost the video.
right, if somebody has time, go to a selectmen's meeting and for citizens speak, just, give
Oh,
your
that's a really good
little
idea.
blurb. People watch that, it's incredible, you'll get feedback from that.
Okay, so.
I don't know when there's the closest selectmen meeting to September 1st is, but.
I
Maybe we
can.
can ask one of them to, mention it as well.
Do we have a liaison we're paired with?
We
We
do,
do.
I think anyway.
We do, I thought she came to one meeting.
She did. It's
Yeah.
Mary.
Yeah.
She's on the email. She couldn't make it tonight. She does want to meet with me. She asked if there's anything that we want her to share with the select board this week, and she'd like to set up a time so she can learn more about the council. So I just need to set that up. That was going to be sort of on my personal agenda, was to see if anybody wanted to mention anything. We can certainly talk about this with her.
So when are you meeting with her this week?
I haven't set it up yet.
So maybe you can just ask her, maybe that'll be, can you take that on? Like, that'll be,
Ask her when the next
ask,
meeting is.
yeah, just email her, ask her when the next meeting is, and then regardless of you guys meeting, maybe ask her if, for the opening of applications, which is gonna be on 9/1, if there's a way that she can just maybe make an announcement for us on our behalf.
Yep.
That's a great idea, good idea.
And if for some reason she's not able to do that, we can try to see if someone can attend, but I just think everyone's so busy that, I'm just speaking on behalf of myself.
I know, my problem is I work 2 nights a week, and it's usually like
Um,
one of the nights that something's happening here.
Yeah, so maybe she can, if she's our person, then maybe she can just make that announcement for us.
Okay.
Let's delegate.
No, that's a great
Yeah.
that's a great icebreaker for me to send back to her.
Yeah.
So that's great, yep.
And that would make the select people, look to her.
Select board.
Select board,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yep.
Look to her for updates and,
Sure.
you know, they'll
Just
lead
makes
it
everybody feel
into
more
her role
involved.
already.
Yep, makes
Yeah,
everybody feel more involved.
yeah.
Cool, so that'll be Brian. Ellen, you'll bring flyers to the next meeting, which is on, August 31st, that everyone will,
Yeah.
pass out
Yeah.
and do whatever with.
And, yes, and I'm doing, yeah, and I'll also be, touching base with you, Heather, about.
Yes,
About the, yeah.
Yes. And maybe what we can do is just have that submitted, like I'll have that submitted to the website by Friday, August 21st. So maybe you and I can work on it and have it done by August 21st to update the, what do you call it, the guideline, the Orleans specific guidelines? If that works for you?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely can give you the language I just read right now, and anything else you might need, we can talk, and I'm happy to provide that.
Perfect. I'm just doing a to-do list here. And then Mike, maybe on 8/24, 8/25, you can send Tom or whoever, we have contacts for you, the press release that Ellen will get to you, so they can get that out a week before. And then also on October 5th, which would be 2 weeks prior to the end of the,
Could be like
Yeah.
10 days prior to
So,
it, yeah. 'Cause
Just
it's-
that one to amend that, I'll take care of the press release, because sometimes that has to go out like 2 weeks before. Has to be to them 2 weeks before so that it can go out a week before. But I'm thinking if Mike could handle like
What's the guidelines?
the website stuff,
Guidelines,
anything
yeah.
that's on the website.
So the first thing you said.
not the
Orleans.
guidelines, the,
Orleans Cultural Council
the
page on
cultural
the town
council
website.
website, not the, yes. Okay, I understand what you're saying. So you need Mike to do what specifically?
Add the mention of the grants opening up to the Orleans, Town of Orleans, Orleans Cultural Council page, because we don't have our own website.
So just an announcement
Yeah.
that the grants
Mike
are
will do
opening
the
on September
Orleans,
1st.
announcement
The grant app-
of
the grant-
the grants.
The application process
we
is
got it.
happening, yep.
The link, the application process.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay,
Which is separate from me entering the guidelines
Yes.
on the Mass Cultural Council website. So just wanted
Yes.
to make that clarification. Got it.
yes, yeah.
So basically, if anybody's looking and they go to these places, they're gonna get what they want.
Yes,
And we look like
Yes.
we're not leaving them in the dark.
yes.
Yes.
We're doing
exactly.
full-on outreach, kind of.
Yep, but we want to
Yeah,
make
and-
sure the Orleans
Yeah.
Mass Cultural Council page where you would go to submit a grant has our updated guidelines before he like posts the.
Yes.
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 A link.
We all know what we're talking about, it's just very complex because it's
It's
very
a lot, it's a
similar.
word salad, yeah. It's a
Mike,
bit of
if
word
you have
salad.
any thoughts on making anything there look better, I know it's really been something that's been talked about. It's A-okay, fine, but, we might have some pictures that might make it, just generally when you eyeball that, anything typeface, size of typeface, pictures that would help it, anything that you think would make it look more lively or engaging, your creativity would be much appreciated.
I'm off
Your-
the week
your-
of 8/17, so I'll add this to my project.
Look at
There you
that.
go.
And I'll be ready to
Serendipity.
go, so I can, yes, sit at the beach and
Mike,
just play with
careful.
the town website, let's do it. Yes, sounds good.
Thanks, Mike. Okay, so can we go back to, I didn't really give a treasury report, sorry, I totally derailed us.
I have one other thing to point
Okay.
out on this thing, now that I look at it. So, somebody should plan on attending the LCC guidelines training webinar on August 18th.
That's really only for anyone that's not a mandatory thing.
Right,
That's
it just says at least one member from each LCC should plan to attend. I mean, yeah, we don't have to, but I guess if somebody wants to.
I mean, for newer members, if you would like to join that, that's kind of what that's the
I think it's a
audience that
Zoom
that's
thing,
for.
right? Yeah.
You're welcome to do that. I sent out this email, so it's August 18th at 6 PM. I sent out this email with all this stuff on it, so you can just click through to that. It's not like mandatory.
No,
It's
I
not
know,
like-
I know, yeah.
I just don't want no.
We all have enough on our plate, I
Yeah.
just wanted to point that out. I may even do it just because knowledge is power, but we'll see.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. As the representative, sure, do it. Okay, so back to treasurer stuff. I did send out an updated, I'm calling it grant tracker, that's what that is. It just shows like whose paperwork I've received. So we did get 2 in July. We got, we got the juggler, Henry the juggler, and I sent out from Jay's comment last meeting. I sent out the dates that I knew to everyone in email, so hopefully you got that. So I reminded everyone about Henry the juggler. He was at the library. He emailed me right after with all his stuff. He sent me pictures. It looked like a lot of people were there, so that was great. So I got his stuff, and then I also got oh, how funny. Both, like, is it both puppets? Hold on. What did I get? I got, oh, the juggler. Did I say juggler?
You did say
The
the
juggler, and then, well, I was getting confused, because I was like, also, Mary Wilson sent me in her stuff for the puppets. So we had juggler and the puppets. They both submitted their stuff, to me in July. So that means out of the, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 13 grants, I've received 4 grants with their full packets.
Wow.
So out of the, what do we have here? Out of the 959, oh, actually, so we have about $6,800 left outstanding, to get through the paperwork submissions. Ellen, if there's anything you need me to like repeat, just like, let me know.
No, but Heather, can you remind us, and you have said this in the past, but the people who receive grants have until what date to complete the project that they've got funding for?
Is it the end of the
Is that
year,
like
Claire?
next
I always
year?
look to you for that. January 15th?
January 15th.
January 15th.
Okay,
Thank you, Claire.
So if they applied for a grant by October of 2025, they have until January 15th of 2027,
Right,
correct? Okay.
yes.
So it has that use it or lose it quality to it?
Yes,
Okay.
The only time we kind of allowed them to go into the following year was during COVID when things weren't, so we kind of, those 2 years were a little like wishy-washy. But, so I'm gonna put that right on my document, so I have that moving forward. So this was all sent out to all of you through email, so you have a copy of that.
thank you, Heather, for doing that.
Yeah, and then, I can bring, like, depending on, who I get, in the cultural council box for our next meeting, I'll just make sure I bring an updated printout for everyone, so everyone at least has a hard copy of where we're at. Hopefully we'll get a few more, so, so I think that's it. But pretty good for this, we still have a few outstanding, but a lot of them happened during the summer, so, hopefully I'll start getting some more in the next couple of months. And then if I do get dates on some of this stuff, I will make sure I send them out to everyone and let you know. I think that's all I have. I'm sure there's more, but
Well, we can say that's all for now, and we can move on to sort of old business, new business, sort of a continued business. Well, we sort of have already been talking about the 2027 grants. That was sort of included in your report.
yeah.
So we do have some new applications. We have discussed dates, and we have discussed implications, so I feel like we're relatively squared away for the 2027 grant cycle, at least for this meeting.
Maybe for our next meeting, we can focus on, and this is just a suggestion, but maybe for our next meeting, since it's August 31st, and the grant cycle will be closing on October 15th, maybe we can look at our calendars and get the, when, we can just kind of map out when we're gonna have the booklets of all the grants, when everyone should review them by, and then what meeting is really important for everyone to come to, so we can all decide on the grants. Maybe we could, at the next meeting, just like plan that out so everyone's aware, because I know it kind of happens fast. Right, Ellen? Would you,
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
so
Just
maybe
get
like
those, like a
a
little list.
Yeah.
agenda item
I've got
for,
that on my notes.
for 8:31
Yep.
meeting? 'Cause yeah, everything's flying by so fast.
I know.
Oh, okay, that's all I have for that one.
Okay, no, that's a great idea.
I'm gonna just put plan, grant cycle. Okay,
Okay. And then art show. So we have,
Yeah, I can address that.
yeah, go ahead, Ellen.
Yeah, so August is, now we're now finally in the month that we would be able to find out about the calendar for the town, and then, I had sent out a lot of I had sent out information to teachers, alerting them that I would be in touch once school started again, or actually the week before school starts, because Brian pointed out that they are in school a week before the students. And then, just FYI, at this kind of moment, I was just started thinking about dates and how it was feeling like, now that we're at this time, we're really trying to finalize things. And I was thinking back on some of the conversations with teachers who were all fabulous, but then also had been a little reticent about, a little nervous about having enough work from November. And then I started to rethink, had we pushed this too soon? And I don't know, Heather, didn't you have some thoughts about that too?
well, I think I more so had questions, so like, did we ever, we haven't landed on a date yet, right? Keep looking over there.
No, because we could not, the town was on, Molly just said, yeah, happy to figure that out, but we can't talk about that until August, because that's when the calendar would be set in terms of figuring out a date for the actual reception, and to make sure we could get dates for the Skakit room. And while we had talked amongst ourselves about potential dates, and we had shared that with a couple of teachers, what we were hoping for, and they were all hoping for something later, like more like the second week than the first, based on the fact that they wanted to make sure they had enough work, because it's only, really, it's just like 2 months into the year for them. We were not able to confirm anything with anyone as to what it could be, because we couldn't get word about the calendar, because the town wasn't setting up the calendar until August.
I have a radical idea. Are you ready?
Go for
Buckle
it.
up.
Are you ready for the radical idea?
Mhm.
Okay, I'm just thinking of this as like a teacher, as like a student, which, I mean, I was never a teacher, but I was a student at one point. You were a teacher though. So Jay, maybe you'll have a good perspective on this, but like, we usually have it in the spring, right? In my mind, that year is now gone. We're into the next school year. So does it matter if we have it in November or in the spring? It's the same, in my mind, it's the same year, right? Like,
Same school
we
year.
already
You're
missed,
saying that we already missed.
we already
last
missed,
year.
we already
Because
missed
we
the
missed-
school year. So why are we trying to like force fit this in November? Is that crazy?
I think the teachers may need a little bit more time than what we're thinking.
In November?
Yeah.
Why don't we ask the teachers?
That's not.
Well, I think Ellen has been, and they've,
Yes.
that, it seems like
What
they
do they
wanna
say?
work with us, but it just, I get the sense that they're thinking it's
Yeah.
a tight time frame, and here we are, August, whatever date it is.
Third.
Thank you.
Because I think too, the kids aren't gonna want to
Is that radical?
enter just anything
Well,
we've done.
we're still 5 weeks from school even starting. School
I think
starts 5
November's
weeks from
kind of
tomorrow.
early.
Yeah,
Right.
but
So,
Okay, so
Not
why
that
don't we
you're
do that,
counting.
why don't we do this, just so there's somewhat order and we're not talking over each other, why don't we just like, each person say like what you think? Let's start up here and we'll go around the room, just so Ellen can understand and get everyone, go ahead.
My only point was just gonna be, this would all be new work, right? We're not expecting anything from previous, like, there would not be stuff that would be pulled back from,
Yeah,
that was done.
all
Like,
new, I
people
think.
who missed out, or if there were art pieces from last year, would this be all new work?
I think so, right, Ellen?
It would be all new work. That I mean, and here's the thing, Mike, one of the issues was that the teachers I did talk to were concerned about being able to hold over work. So, and that was not an ideal situation for them, which is why it would be new work, which is why there was concern. But I have to say, I probably kind of tried to, push back against that because I know everybody really wanted to do it, even though it would be November and the teachers wouldn't have as much time. I mean, if there was something that a teacher had held, of course it could still be in the show, but that was their concern, not a fear, but a concern is that they're just getting started. They haven't really dug into anything, and typically, yes, just a short answer, yes, the work is all new work.
Okay, let's go around. I don't have any comments.
That was
Go
only my-
ahead.
So when you get to April, you're talking about
Yep.
a school year of work from which the teachers can choose because they're curating.
Got it.
Versus 1.5, 2 months by the time they get started to choose from.
Thanks, Ellen.
Yeah, and for that reason, I'm totally happy to wait until April. If, I think maybe, just to make it official or feel like it's in their hands, Ellen, maybe you could reach out to the teachers and say, well, we've had some internal discussions in the cultural council. And
Well, I
the
don't know if
cultural.
we agreed on it yet. We haven't
Right, but
gotten
I'm
the
just,
feedback.
if we do end up agreeing on that, you could say, you could pitch it to them by saying, we will be open to moving it to next year if that works better for.
Not next year, later
Or
in
to-
the
later in the
school
school
year.
year.
Later in the
Yeah.
school year.
Later
Yeah,
in
I
school
think
year.
Next year seems like we're skipping a year, which we technically
Yeah.
did, but I didn't get any emails on it. Did any of you?
No.
So it didn't seem like anyone noticed.
no.
Okay,
Okay.
Sandra?
Yeah, I think was it November that was in question?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's way too soon. I think the students aren't gonna have enough time to work on things, and it's kind of a big deal, the matting and framing and
Exactly.
organizing.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. I
Yeah.
think that's too soon. So I'm thinking, past the winter holidays, even into March, something like that. Do they have a vacation in April? Is there an April?
There is an April vacation. There's a week off in February and another week off in April.
We
So-
always did it in March,
I
right?
March.
I think it was March.
Because March was National Youth Art Month. And then there was a reason, I know what it was. It was the townwide art, so March is Youth Art Month. It was always done in March. We switched it in a
Yes.
previous year so it would align with the townwide art week. And I don't know when that is this year.
April
Yeah, to be honest.
vacation,
It is April
April
vacation.
school vacation.
What?
It's April school vacation week.
That's right. It was April school vacation week, the week we did it. We had the reception on the last Friday
We had
before the
on
April
Friday
vacation
Yeah.
started.
Yep, yep.
Okay, so
So,
2026 is the 18th to the 25th of April.
which sounds like it's probably April vacation week. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's usually like the third week of April.
Yeah.
So-
I don't know that made any, I don't think that made any,
Difference?
I see no evidence that switched you to April made a difference.
No, I think we can be, as I recall, and I was brand new to the council at that time, because I think I joined the council in like February, and we didn't think there was gonna be enough time to pull it together for March. And
Yeah.
so the alternative that seemed to make sense to everybody was to make it coincide with Arts Week in April, and then the artwork could be hanging in the town hall through May, while people for the summer were coming and more people would get to enjoy it than if it had been in March. But for our purposes now, I'm happy to have it be in March, and we don't have, again, this is not a decision we have to make right now, but we can be flexible to having it in March to coincide with Youth Art Month.
Yeah.
Again, and March, to be honest, gives us a lot more flexibility because there's no school vacation in March. And so almost any day in March would be available for us to do the,
Yeah.
to do the reception.
When is Art Week?
Art Week is the third week of April for the
I
town.
think it would be nice to coincide with.
I like
the-
that.
So how about for this discussion right here, just so we can keep moving? So the discussion is basically, we're talking about not doing a November art show and we're gonna bounce it to April. That date or time frame is TBD at this point, but we
Yeah.
just wanna make sure we have alignment on moving from November to the spring. So you're up for, feedback, Miss Teacher, Miss Retired Teacher. What do you
So,
think?
so the question is, do you feel like it's we'd be better off having it in November, or we'd be better off pushing it to later in the
Oh,
school year?
definitely push it
Okay.
to later.
Agreed.
And as I said before, I think it would be nice to coincide with Art Week.
Okay,
You
Okay.
know,
Yep.
everybody, it's art, and we have the children's art at the same time.
Yep,
In that month or whatever, it doesn't have to be that day or
Yeah.
something like that.
okay.
Yeah,
But
as long as it's
definitely,
up.
don't
It should
forget,
be
there's
up,
Thanksgiving,
right.
there's Christmas coming up. It takes a little while, even for the children, to sort of acclimate to a new teacher
Get
and
in the
new
swing of things.
thing.
Good
November is
point.
tough. November's
You
tough for a
know.
lot of reasons, yep.
And then, of course, the weather being nicer, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know, March?
Not necessarily, but yeah.
Well, no, but I mean, I
Maybe in
definitely think
November.
it should be connected
It's trending
to,
better instead of
the art.
trending worse.
Okay.
yeah.
So you're in
Definitely.
favor of the spring bouncing
Yes,
into the spring?
definitely.
Okay. Catherine?
I'm in favor of the spring largely because it gives students more time to generate more work and have some input, I would imagine, with teachers on what they're most, jazzed about.
Yeah.
So so that they're not required to submit whatever they have by November. I don't
And I was just
think we
at-
want to be
Yeah.
joyful. I'm sorry, what?
No, I'm sorry to interrupt. I was just gonna add, I will also be an insider at the school this year because my department is moving into the arts department at the high school.
Oh, nice.
So,
Good. Perfect.
Yeah, but
yeah, so, I think that feels,
Do we need to vote on this, would you say, Claire?
well, we hadn't decided a date to
No.
begin with yet, so I don't think that,
No, I don't believe
I don't
so.
think
It's
so,
really
okay.
not
Yeah.
anything that,
All right.
it feels pretty unanimous
it's not a
anyway.
policy,
Yeah.
it's,
I think the worst setup is to have something maybe happening so soon and students having so little work
Or
that they
feeling
feel
pressured, too.
disenfranchised, that they
Well, I don't
feel
wanna feel,
pressured,
yeah, we don't want them to feel the
It's
pressure,
true.
yeah. And
Okay.
we want them to have enough work that they can
Yeah.
pick their best pieces.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Or at least have that flexibility. So, yeah, I think we're all,
So we're
agreement.
pushing it later in the school year is our
Yes.
speaking point, not
Yes.
until next year.
Yeah.
So then,
Yes,
later in the school
Right.
year.
greatest opportunity.
right?
Yep, I
We
think
don't want
that's a great
anyone to
idea.
think we're skipping another year.
Okay,
Pressure's on.
all right,
Pressure's on.
fantastic.
So Ellen, just
I
a
get
follow-up,
consensus.
just a
Yeah.
follow-up with that, so you will be the communicator to the teachers to let them know about, to
Yes,
pass along this message? And then,
yes.
okay,
yes.
and maybe get a time frame from them by maybe our next meeting on 8/31, does that seem like something that could happen?
I won't be able to get that because the teachers won't be back until September.
Oh, okay,
But what I can do is what I would like to do if we can right now is think up dates that we would like to ask about getting on the calendar, on the town's calendar. So if we can look at the calendar and just look at a couple of days like Thursday, Fridays, that
So-
look like they would be options that I can run by Molly Bates.
Claire
Or
has
maybe-
her hand up.
yeah, if you're planning the reception, you're really gonna have to plan it for Friday evening because there are meetings in this room. And if
Okay.
we want to have the reception in here, that's why we've always done it on Friday. It's just because the room is available, the janitor's here, and it's.
So the Friday before April vacation is, April 16th.
Yeah,
Just
it
off of
seems to
your-
be, it could be.
Or it could be any Friday in March.
Well, I would say not March
in
20,
April because we can, I feel like as long as it is up during Orleans Townwide Art Week.
sure,
that's what's really matters.
Gotcha.
right?
I would say not March 26th, because that's Good Friday,
Yeah.
but maybe March 19th.
No, April, we talked about.
Oh, we want to do April, okay, so then I would say any of the 2nd, the 9th, or the 16th.
Can we just, April,
So the 16th would be the Friday heading into school vacation. So that the thing you do have to consider is people leaving for
yeah.
Florida or wherever they're going.
Yeah, let's go, how about we go with the 2nd or 9th then?
The night, yeah,
Because if people do take off, and I mean, I can ask Molly to block those dates off for us until I will get back to her as soon as the teachers are in session.
okay, so the 2nd and the 9th are our potential dates, are we thinking?
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
And then what we can do for Arts Week, just for your, Jade, for your comment, like making sure everyone knows that there's art set up here that they can look at. We can, bullet point, I don't wanna miss, I'd like to, ask for some money to buy one of those sandwich boards. So what we can do is we can put that out during Arts Week to let people know that there's art inside the town hall, you know, just Jay, to your point, making sure
Yeah.
people are aware that there's stuff in
Exactly.
here. You know, because we'll have had the art reception before, but it's still gonna be hanging in here, so we wanna invite people in to check it out. So, you know, we can almost stretch it a little bit more if we have the art exhibit, like our reception before the Arts Week.
Yeah.
You know, a little bit before the Arts Week, so, you know, people have more time, I guess, to come check it out. They just don't have that one Arts Week.
I thought we had a sandwich board.
It's, I don't know what you would call it, but no,
Oh.
it's not.
You know, one of those,
You dig it in the ground, but like it's like rusted and it's awful.
okay,
Yeah.
ick. Well, we don't need that.
Actually, that reminds me, what we might think of talking about as well is, what would be really nice is if we could agree on, you know, a certain amount of money that we could spend on any supplies we need. Like, so for example, we've already talked about this, we actually probably approved money in the past, but we could do it all over again, you know, helping the teachers out by supplying things like some mat board. Or if we get, if the teachers have, say, I'm just throwing this out, I'm just making this up. Say there are a lot of ceramic pieces and they're too big for the case in the lobby, you know, we could purchase something that would be safe to show them in. You know, maybe it's something used or whatever, but, you know, maybe it's a couple $100, a few $100, but then we can use it again. It would be nice to know we had a pool of money for like the sandwich board and the mat board, and if we needed to buy a case, like, you know, maybe $500 max, that we could say, okay, that's available as up to $500, not to exceed $500. If something to put on the agenda for next time. What do you all think about that?
I think that's a great
I'm
idea.
good with that.
That's
Yeah.
reasonable, yeah.
And I can research how much, you know, I was looking to do the sandwich board. I can research and make sure I have like a low cost, and someone was telling me, make sure you get a very lightweight one.
Yes.
Oh, Claire, it was you. Yeah, so I wanted to like look at the weights. I kind of started doing that and then I didn't. But Ellen, maybe you can kind of do the same thing and we can just put together like a budget, and then I can check our funds just to make sure we
Yeah.
have money
Mhm.
to, which we
have
do,
that,
but
yeah.
just making sure.
Because I would love to, well, maybe we just want to, I would love to, because if we are doing it in the spring, then I think that gives my video class an opportunity to submit like video projects. And if we could have video projects playing on a loop.
That'd be
longer,
awesome.
Well,
Yeah.
that would be great.
That would be cool.
Maybe you can just do it right through here.
I was gonna say, we could probably just do it in here, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but that would be great, because then actually the big white screen would look cool because it would be animated
Yeah,
versus just like a screen.
yep,
True.
yep. Cool, okay, so yeah, I think that's an excellent idea that we should,
Do you have to put that on the calendar, the town calendar now?
we don't have to put it on right this minute, but I think what
No,
Ellen
but
is,
I meant earlier.
yeah. So
we
Ellen will
can-
reach out to,
so-
Ellen will reach out to Molly Bates and say, these are the two dates that we're thinking of for the reception,
Yeah,
and then we'll have to reserve this room, and then we'll also have it in the hallway like we did last time.
And how, Claire, can you remind me, when I asked Molly about those 2 dates for the reception, what do I also need to ask her about reserving time in the Skakit room, so what should I ask for?
You're
Like-
gonna, you're gonna have to work around what's already scheduled and figure out what, what times you can use, basically. So if the Skakit room is free from after 4 o'clock, then you would maybe want to reserve it for the Thursday afternoon before, or.
Right, because we have set up, so we're gonna need to,
Yeah.
we're gonna need
You're gonna
to,
need some setup time.
Yeah.
She's usually pretty good about that and even willing to move some things if you have to,
Okay.
so. But
So,
she's gonna
to-
send out requests to all the committees to give her their meeting times, so she can get those on the calendar, and then she can do extra stuff, so.
and getting in,
Yeah.
six or 8 months early is
Yeah,
probably
it's very helpful,
a good idea, yeah.
yeah.
So Claire, like, would you say I should tell her that ideally we would have like a 4-hour block on the Wednesday before it and a 4-hour block on the Thursday before it,
To
like
get it
that?
set up,
At
yes.
At least, yeah. I
The
think it took us
hanging
at
was
least that long.
really-
It took us
Yeah.
at least that long to get stuff up.
Yeah,
Yep,
I would say twice as long to hang.
Yeah.
it was a chore.
Okay. Okay,
But I think, and this is, again, just I think gives us all the more reason to punt to April. Just because there's still a lot of planning and stuff left to do for this, so I think that this is really a great idea to,
Well, and I think the longer timeline, and this is just recapping what I said before, but that longer timeline, I think really is gonna engage students.
Yeah.
To do a piece and then do another piece and, have a body of work they can select from with their teacher.
Yep.
Rather than feeling punished.
Yep.
That, I've got 2 pieces, one of them is crap, I only have.
but I still have to
choice.
get something up, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's just a buzzkill for a lifetime.
For everybody, yeah. And artists are sensitive like that and don't wanna have the
Yes.
word, yeah, for sure. Okay, moving on. Speaking of punting to the spring, movies in the park. So we had some conversations with Tom, and they were feeling that trying to sneak this in the last first Friday, which would have been except for September's first Friday, was just not gonna give them enough time to advertise it and make it worth the effort that we were gonna put into it. So the juice was not gonna be worth the squeeze, essentially.
Oh, I like that.
And so they would like us to maybe try to do it some night in the spring, probably sometime in May would be my guess.
Like a test drive for the whole program.
For a
idea.
larger program, and they want to set us up for success, they want to set it up to be a successful program, and they want to get the advertising out and make sure we get the rights to the movie we choose, and we're able to rent the equipment and all of the things. So I just took it upon myself to tell them that that's a great idea. I think, again, I think we were biting off more than we could chew, we're trying to ram something in that was a little bit
Yeah.
maybe more than we could
So
handle
I
at
have
the
a
time.
question, what's the target audience you're going for with this
I
movie?
think we're hoping for to get families to come out and watch the movies, right?
Families.
Really, I mean, so the movie that we're leaning towards right now is One Crazy Summer, which was shot,
Is that a comedy?
it is a comedy. I was in it actually.
Oh, that's
I was an
why.
extra.
The truth comes out.
I was an extra, yeah. No, it's got John Cusack, Demi Moore, Curtis Armstrong. It really launched a lot of their careers. And just having that local connection was something that Tom and I thought was good. And it's a comedy, an 80s comedy, but it's not like, Porky's or one of those raunchy ones. It's
Yeah.
kind of,
It's
it's
PG.
It's PG,
It's a PG
yeah, it's
rated
PG.
movie.
And It's a pretty funny movie, actually. So, that was kind of what they were going for. You know, we were kind of trying to avoid showing like Jaws, because everybody shows
Yeah,
Jaws,
that's probably
right?
not a good idea.
And, but I think it's something that we could, again, if it's successful, and if the family's like coming out, then you sort of, you know, because I've been to things like that in the past, like, when I lived in Los Angeles, there were a lot of these types of things, and they catered to different ones. Like, there was one in a park in Carpinteria, which was a few hours north, that always showed like animated movies, or, you know, something that was focused on families. And then there was like a movie night every Friday at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery. So you'd actually go and sit in the cemetery after dark and watch a movie that they would project. And those would be more towards adult audiences, right? So it just depends on what you, but it seems to me that for what we're doing, really the thing to focus on would be to focus on stuff that's family, not necessarily kids' movies, but stuff that's more like family friendly, right?
And I
think that's
assume the lawyers
popular.
would
It's
like
like
that too,
Tanglewood.
because you don't want middle schoolers being dropped off without parents there.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
right.
Somebody was doing it, maybe it was Mashpee, somebody down that way, and, you know, the whole idea. And I was thinking it might be fun to do like a field trip, road trip, and just kind of.
Just kind of see how they
it in
do it,
operation
yeah,
and
yeah, that's a good
borrow
idea.
some best practices
Yeah.
kind of thing. I don't know how much longer they're going, but,
Okay, that's a good, we should look into that.
yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
They do them in Brewster too, if you don't want to go all the way to Mashpee.
Oh, I'd rather go to Brewster, yeah. Where do they do it in Brewster?
Drummer Boy.
Okay.
Okay, let's hit that first. The chances of more of us going are
Yeah.
better.
Volunteering to do that?
Didn't they do that? We were gonna go over, because they did it at,
Somewhere, I
it
think.
Snows, at the tap room at
Oh,
Snows.
yeah,
Oh,
We were gonna
yeah,
go over and watch
that's a
that
great
one, but
place.
we didn't make it over there.
yeah. That was last year.
I'll get the details and share.
Okay, great.
Cool.
Anybody have any other new business? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Second?
I make a motion.
You make a motion? We have a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, consider.